Shout out Platt for this beat, I'ma rip some.
Relax and breathe. Relax with me. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Relax and breathe. Relax with me. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. You can relax to this.
Man, it is a great opportunity to come before you all today because I'm going to be interviewing one of San Diego's favorite DJs. He's a special guest who's become a pioneer DJ in San Diego and activist who specializes in San Diego music. Not only does he play San Diego's hottest sounds, he is an activist who promotes peace and unity in the streets by bringing together rival gang members. Let us give a warm welcome to 9Kill Radio CEO and activist Deshawn Jones.
Yes, sir. What's up with the peoples? What's going on with the folks, man? We back at it. What's happening?
Man, I'm glad we were able to overcome some technicalities, some technical difficulties, because this had to happen.
Oh, yeah, definitely had to happen. Hey, if it had to happen 100 days in a row, we're going to get it done. What's going on?
Hey, but I love your attitude, man. I love your attitude. That's a winner's attitude, you know? I'll tell you a story real quick. There was a man, can I think of his name? Paramahansa Yogananda. That was his full name. And he wrote a small book about success. And he said that there was a fight between A and B. And the mindset of A, in the middle of the fight, they were both tired. A said, you know, I just can't go on no longer. I can't go on no longer. But then at the same point of weakness, B said, if I could just hit him one more good time. See, they had two opposite mindsets, and then B hit him and won. But they were both equally exhausted. They were both equally tired. So to really understand what the process success is about, you have to have some opposition. You have to have some trials in life and you know, it's like the saying goes, what don't kill you makes you what?
Stronger, for sure.
Stronger. That's
facts.
And speaking of that, I want to talk to you about your show, man, because it's underrated in the sense that it ain't as big as it can be, but it's unique because I've never heard of a DJ, and I know you're more than that, but I've never heard of somebody specialized in their city's music, because you don't just play San Diego music. You actually know the artists in a lot of cases. You know the history of the music, the city. So what inspired you to do your show, bro?
Just the fact that we were slept on in the sense when I say that worldwide, it wasn't no platforms that's out there pushing our stuff. You know what I mean? And seeing different cities, every city had that person that invested in the talent in their town. And most of the time they picked a couple artists and pushed. Me, I felt like, damn, whoever pushed their whole town and did it on some like together type shit. Right. Yeah, you got the B's, you got the C's, you got the Mexicans, you got the white. The way I look at it, we all come from a struggle, and then these artists is coming from a struggle. The struggle is the streets. That's the urban community and all that. So it's like me pushing 9Kill Radio came more of pushing the artists that slept on that really get, you know, if they ain't on the radio, they ain't got this record deal, they don't mean nothing. BS. It's a lot of slept on talent. And if you pick it up and say, forget the politics is the big part of it, man. And I realized a lot of people were scared to push the music because they don't want to deal with, oh, man, that's this person. They don't like me playing this dude, or they don't like me playing that dude. Collectively, it's people coming from all sections, so I'm going to play them all.
Right.
So, politics really was a big part of why I pushed mine, and to break that cycle, man, I wanted to step up and take that challenge.
And you did. And I've since I've been listening to your show, I've learned about a lot of music and heard a lot of music from people I grew up with that I never heard before. So it's eye-opening, it's inspiring, and there's a lot of talent in San Diego. I mean, it's like we're so underrated as a city, and it seems like it's given us time to cook up some of the best talent in the world, because a lot of these rappers I hear you play, bro, they up there with it, with the best of them, with they flow and everything.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. I'm sincere about that.
Yeah, come on, man. And I love that, man, because it's like, that's what, that's the big reason of doing a 9 Kill radio. Not really, trying to shit on the DJs, even though I came in like the weird out of the DJ who really playing our city. So if this is what I had to do to get Dago in, like you said earlier, you're going to have some competition. I was cool with having that competition because it was positive competition. If they got to understand later, like God say, sometimes later it get greater. Right now, I got to put it down and keep my foot on their neck and let them know it's not about the competition between us. It's about repping us. And collectively, we the ones that got to do it. And the more you spread that, that's how you're able to build that pure unity. I talk about unity all the time. The way I'm able to get unity through my platform is repping for every section. As simple as it sounds, the people that I know I've been went to school with, they daddies that connected with each other, they grandfathers that connected with each other, man, it's history out here, and it's people that's been fucking around. So that's big for our city, for the unity base. And that's no lie.
Yeah, and the love is felt, bro. I could tell from the reaction of people just looking at the comments and how much traffic you get. People are really appreciating your work, and it goes a long way because you're honoring a lot of people that are, some of them dead and gone. A lot of them put Dago on the map in a lot of ways, being pioneers. So that's very respectful and honorable that you do that, bro. And I know it's coming from your heart. Everybody could tell.
Much love.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask you too, you're not just a Southeast San Diego historian on music, but also in the city itself. And I know we've talked about in the past about the bands playing at Ocean View Park and stuff like that. And you've seen so much, and your respect for the elders. What would you say influenced you the most growing up?
Excuse me. Shit, what influenced me the most growing up was the elders. That that old school bring. And it was like, coming from a grandfather, coming from a grandmother, all my grandmothers, man, from my dad's mom, my mom's mom, dad's mom's mom, you know what I'm saying? All the loved ones, and then being able to, had a grandma that stayed in Skyline that lived to about 100 and something. You know what I mean? So it was them elders, man. I was always laced up on morals and character. Didn't play about the following and none of that shit. So, the big motivation was really that old school culture, man. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you had told me about your grandfather and him having an influence on you and actually fighting in prison. And I think you said they made a movie based on his story.
No, definitely was when my grandma was alive, he was trying to peak. They had a movie called Undisputed. So at that time, if you were Wesley Snipes, they got him as a character named Monroe. Grandfather's name being Charles Monroe. There's no other Monroes at that time. From great uncles, hearing from pops and doing a history. My grandmother, he was a cold dude, man. And at that time, there wasn't no other Monroes on them yards like that. He was literally on the yards to fight the best dudes. That whole get down to what they did with Wesley Snipes, that was like my grandfather. No bullshit. All the stories I got to hear, like I said, I never really got to meet them myself, but collectively, all my great uncles, my grandmother, my pops, from what his knowledge was of his father, everything is lined up. You know what I mean? So that was deep for me.
And when you say fighting in the pen, you were talking about real boxing though, not just fist fighting.
Yeah, definitely. Boxing, he was a cold dude. Now I don't know if they was having him do bare knuckle get downs, but He was a cold boxer and he had them mitts. I wouldn't be surprised if he did a couple of those. He did
I
though.
know,
You know
obviously.
what I mean?
Well,
So
how did he get
yeah,
that way? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, hearing the knowledge and how my grandfather got down, it was like seemed like my family base was more about getting down first and drawing that pistol. So it motivated me more, not only when I was in a situation of, like I said, punching bags and shit like that when we fuck around at the gyms that I was around
Right.
with some of the loved ones. That's where I had that in because it was just like shit. That was a way to release some anger. But in the streets of fighting somebody, never was afraid. And always heard of it in my family. And then definitely you wasn't gonna be no punk. You wouldn't come in their households running. So
Right.
you was gonna do some fighting. To hear grandfather did that, it motivated me even more, man, to not be a sucker and to get down first. Here, point blank.
And you was boxing like your grandfather. You was using the gloves too at some point, going to a gym, right?
Just like on some, just training type stuff. When I
Yeah.
was up in Oceanside, yeah, definitely. I
Mm-hmm.
I never did no fights or nothing like that. And
Right.
I always wanted to. They had a boxing gym in the back of the South Crest that I used to always look up and inspire, man. And I used to always want to go to that motherfucker fuck around. I think it was Mr. Trav, and it was an OG Mexican dude that was a trainer and shit. That used to train a lot of the boxers. He ended up taking over back there, right behind South Crest.
Yeah, that's important though, man. I think if brothers really understood the value, if it gotta be that way, if it gotta get to the point where I'm that mad at you and I want to hit, I want to do something to you, that it start off with these at least. Of course, the mouthpiece, you're talking about it to de-escalate and bring things down is the best way. But going to get a gun, a knife, can we just start off like some grown ass men? Because afterward, I know I've had a lot of respect. I'm friends with a lot of people that I got into it with these back then growing up. You know what I'm saying? Because you live just like in the movie Friday, you live to fight another day, type shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real, man.
If it gotta be
to piggyback on that a little bit before Snoop and all these dudes start doing these celebrity boxing matches, it was me, Carlito, rest in peace, SL 500 they called him. He used to do he was a San Diego rap battler and all that. Dude did a lot for the city, rest in peace to him. But he took on a challenge, and they went Mr. Trav from Gladiator Boxing Gym with the Wake Up Stop the Genocide. He been a part of that stuff for years too as well, man. You got an issue, put them gloves on.
right.
Come up in here to this gym, man. And we made it a thing like 2019 or so. When I started pushing the unity, it wasn't just about B's and C's coming together. It was finding ways too, man. If you really a man, stop bluffing. Get up there to that gym, man, and go handle your business. Now, if you got a personal issue, some things, it's like you can't all of a sudden, you want to make it in, let's go to the gym. Because,
Right.
I wanted to take, no, sometimes you really need to get these bare knuckles. Now, if it's a situation that's about to de-escalate, and if you could de-escalate and calm down, it's like, man, you motherfuckers got a situation. I feel like if you had a real one on your side that you knew and I had one, we as individuals that love these two, man, let's go right here in these boxing gym and, man, make sure they get this out the way. There's no need to whip out the phone, stir it up, make one feel less than the other, because that's the problem now. That's why most of these people run into them guns, man.
It takes more courage to do this than to do this, because you could do this from a distance. You could do that and the person got their back turned, but this takes heart to do this, or enough I don't give a fuckness to do it, but it should be like that if it's going to be like that,
Yeah.
Me and your dad was talking about that, our generation, how we was probably one of the last generations to even be that way.
Yeah.
But my grandfather too, on my dad's side was a boxer, and I wanted to bring that up because that was another common thread that we shared with that boxing was that my grandfather was a boxer in San Diego in the 50s, and he had a record. His record was 12-4 with one draw. So he was pretty good, and he was known for his temper, and the whole family line actually got that same kind of temper thing. That's why I invented Relax and Breathe for me, to help me to de-escalate and calm myself down. But I wanted to go ahead and ask you too, how does knowing your family history, affect you as a person?
Oh man, it to be honest, it keeps me on my toes in the sense of I remember how I was brought up. So I feel like I got a heavy responsibility, man, to make sure that I'm representing that because I'm repping more than myself. And I feel like a lot of motherfuckers these days, especially in my generation on down, sleep on that, man. What your family done put in and what they done built as a family as far as a character and what they rep is, it's not for you to come in your time and shit on that. So, you know what I mean? I pay more respect to my elders, my family, and my loved ones as a whole than anything. And it's been a lot of the people that I met been because of my family. And that's just being real. You know what I'm saying? That extended, that family that came before you, having a lot of deep conversations with strong people from different sides, shit. I done ran in and found out I had a lot of family members with niggas that I was about to sit right there and beef with because of politics. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So, yeah, I'm deep with that. Family roots run everything, man.
Hey, you can talk all day on them politics because that stuff is what separates people, man.
Straight up.
It separates people, and that's on a national, worldwide level, in the neighborhood level. You know, it's on many different levels, but the one that impedes us the most as a people is the one that we have amongst ourselves, and we need to learn how to look in each other's hearts and know that what you see is not always the truth, or what you hear is not always the truth. You gotta really know what's going on to have a good opinion about something. Because otherwise, we need to keep our opinions to ourselves and work on ourselves, man.
That be us human beings dealing with emotion. You know what I'm saying? Emotional creatures, man. And sometimes we let that shit get the best of it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right about that one.
Mm-hmm. So what made you want to start gangbanging? Whether the desire or the just something that happened to you?
To be honest, shit, I was growing up in the environment and I looked at the community way bigger than the set. Always have, always will. I embraced the community, and in my community, it was the South Side. You know what I mean? So I was loyal at heart. I grew up with my loved ones. Serious brotherhood. Didn't laugh at each other when one was down. Nigga, it was really when we was coming up, last of the dying breed of pops and them raising us. It was, nigga, one get down, we all get in. You know what I'm saying? If y'all boys, you don't let nobody come in between. I remember my pops used to be in the middle of a couple of us. Y'all, you niggas acting a fool. This nigga and that nigga around. Oh, you niggas want to get in? Oh, for sure. And then it would bring the light out of a lot of people. So, you know, that loyalty is real, man. And you know, me coming up in the neighborhood, man, is what made me stick there. I had, you know, my pops from over here. You know, moms grew up in that area, but you know, I stuck home, man. I was a South Side baby, and it was real more the community than was it set. You know what I mean?
Right. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring your dad on. We got your dad on as a special guest.
Yes, sir.
Big Killah. You could go ahead and bring yourself on.
What's going on?
What's happening, bro?
Oh, y'all all right, man? Just chilling.
Yeah, man. I think it's just so powerful to have you two on at the same time, man. It's like epic to me because of course, you know, I respect your dad. Me and your dad go way back. He's from my generation. But then to see what he produced.
Right.
To see what he produced speaks volumes about a man's character. You know, I swear. I mean, it's amazing to me. It's amazing because Deshawn is not your average person. He's up there with any other type of civil rights catalyst that we've had in our, you know, throughout our timeline, you know, because he got that kind of charisma. He got that type of heart to where he's really sincere about what he's doing. So I want to applaud you, Big Killah, for producing a life giver, somebody that speaks life with their tongue, man. We want to give you a round of applause. Even people in the studio audience could do that.
Yeah, because you know, it's like what my grandma used to tell him when he was little all the time. My grandma used to always tell him, "Boy, you been here before." You know what I mean? You know, my dad's mom always instilled in him, like, you know what I mean? You know, you don't let nobody run over you. you be respectable, and just be you all the way around, and as kids or whatever, we always did what we did. Everybody got their little trials and tribulations, but he always been a good kid. He's have always been a good kid. I mean, you know, everybody has, like I say, we all been through some things, and that's just in our generation, in our era. Everybody go through something.
Yeah.
And it's like, me as a dad, I'm I'm proud of him. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of him as a dad, because like you say, he doing things that, not too many of our homies done,
Right.
You know what I mean? But look at it. Look at it at the big picture, like, hey man, you coming in. He coming into something that, hey, it might be bigger than what we even think it may be, But that's why I always try to talk to him like, hey son, check this out, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't I've always told him, don't be no follower. Do what you do, but it's always gonna be some people that's gonna try to bring you down from the place that you're trying to go to elevate yourself.
Yeah.
Still always, he'll tell you, I still always tell him, son, you can't let people get your goat. If you let people get your goat, they win. They win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you do that and you're trying to accomplish things, now you got people concentrating on, okay, we know how to get him out of his character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when people can get you out of your character, you can't. You're not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able to prosper, because you still people get you in a certain situation to where now they know how to get a reaction out of you.
Right.
He's changed a lot. He has. I see it. You know what I mean? I tell him all the time, we try to stay in touch with each other. But it's like, I listened to some of the things he was talking to you about, and it take me back to our era. Like me and you, it's like, the way he was raised, he was kind of like raised like us. Like,
right.
That's took exactly a child.
What I see.
Yeah, it took a whole tribe to raise one child. You know what I mean? We, like I was telling them, yesterday, boy, we could be somewhere. We live in the South. We could be way over there in Cano or Skyline, and we out there bad acting. And somebody saw us and went home and told our parents or called them on the phone. So by the time we got home, they say, "Oh, so you over there doing so and so, huh?"
Yeah.
We look at, how did you know?
Right. Hey, when we was young. Hey, Killah, when we was young, we used to be afraid of other adults,
Yeah.
Other people's parents, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you asked him before, you was asking him, like, where did he get his knowledge of, like, how you started getting the music? And he'll tell you, like, when he was young, he'll tell you, I don't care where you was from. I don't care if you was Crip, Blood, whatever. If you had some music, and your music was cracking,
right?
I'm buying your CD. I don't care if the homies don't. Hey man, why you playing that? That man, his music is cracking. If you don't like it, you ain't gotta listen to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I bought everybody's CD, everybody's music. If your music was banging, I was cracking in your music.
Yeah.
The fact. Yeah. In town and out of towners, all the greats from the West Coast, so all the niggas that was at Fan Mart. Cali Connect across the street from
Cali Connect.
All of them,
shout out to Dorian.
Yeah,
Dorian. Man, that's my boy. I go buy all the music from Dorian.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Plus, that my junior high school partner, him and his brother, we all went to school together, So we had a bond or whatever, but I just always being a San Diego person, knowing that we really didn't get our props for being on the map. I supported anybody from San Diego. Their music was good music, and I liked it. Even if you wasn't from San Diego, Cali, whatever music, if your music was cracking, I was jamming.
We got like 1 minute before our next segment for the meditation. I just wanted to get a few words of advice or encouragement from both of you. Deshawn, do you want to say some to the people that may be watching this?
All right, man. Whatever you're doing in life, don't give up. There's going to be ups and downs through the journey, but keep your foot on their neck. That's it.
What about you, big Killah?
Me, man, I just want to say, it's a lot of people out there trying to do things to elevate themselves, and don't let certain people around you that bring that negativity to you. Keep doing what you're doing. It's gonna be a rough road, but they always say it's gonna get worse before it get better, but it's gonna get better for us. Trust me. And I support anybody that's out there that's trying to do something to better themselves.
Yes. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Well, we appreciate those kind words from both of you.
Much love.
We're going to just do a quick meditation. I'm going to explain a little bit about relax and breathe real quick. Relax and breathe is a hybrid of meditation and hypnosis. The term relax and breathe is actually what they call the hypnotic induction. Hypnotic induction is something that starts the process of hypnosis. But what makes relax and breathe a little bit different is that the hypnosis doesn't continue with like somebody else. It's self-hypnosis. Because if you tell yourself to relax and breathe, that's exactly what that stimulates the mind to do. If you hear somebody say it, then it stimulates the mind to do it. So the relax and breathe phrase is an action word, and it's a stimulant. Also, relax was actually referring to relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the hands, relaxing the face, and relaxing the gut. Because these are the 4 areas of our stress response. What we're trying to do is reverse our tendency to go into fight or flight. And the best way to do it is learning how to relax at will. So both of you, let's just go ahead and relax our shoulders. Relax our hands. Relax our face. Relax our gut. And that should take you into relaxation all by itself. You didn't even take a deep breath. Because we're learning how to relax at will. Breathe means in through the nose, out the mouth, with the diaphragm. That's the healthy way to breathe. The nose is a filter for the body. Yeah, that's what the snot and the hairs and the narrow passages are supposed to do, is to filter the air. Plus, there's the enzyme in your mucus called lysozyme that actually kills bacteria. So it's the healthier way to breathe. And so we breathe with the diaphragm because this big parachute-shaped muscle at the bottom of our rib cage oxygenates the entire body and massages the heart as it goes up and down. When we breathe in, the belly gets big. When we breathe out, the belly shrinks. So let's breathe diaphragmatically. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Okay. So we're relaxing the shoulders, hands, face, gut. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose, out the mouth with the diaphragm. together. In. Belly should get big. Blow it out. The belly should contract. In. Belly gets big. Out. The belly should contract. One more time. In. And out. So that's relax and breathe in a nutshell. Now, when do we do this? You could do this in two ways. You could do it anytime you feel stress, anger, or anxiety, because this is a de-escalation technique. Not enough of that in the world. We all need to learn how to de-escalate. It's a micro practice, a practice of privacy, and the privacy of your own mind within your own emotions. And so what's going to happen is you're going to relax your mind, relax your emotions, relax your body. So the first time you do it, stress, anger, or anxiety. Second time is when you want to sit for 5 minutes and just watch the breath going in and out. That's our show for tonight. We're running out of time. I want to thank you both for coming. You guys are both powerhouses in our community. We need y'all, and we need to keep on talking to the people, keep on doing what you're doing, Deshawn. And Big Killah, we love you, respect you, and thank you for birthing this young man into the world. Let's give you both a round of applause. Thank you for coming on the show, man.
One love, man. One love. Until next time.
One love. Don't forget to relax and breathe. All right. Peace and blessings.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Relax to this while I kick facts to this. While I spin your mind on this axis. I'm galactic. Feel the magic. You can grab it, cause you can have it without the static. Silly rabbit. Bad habits got you living life that's tragic. But I'm pragmatic, and it's emphatic that you learn the mathematics of diaphragmatics. Cause knowledge is bliss. The present is